Okay, so we're going to talk about the plugin, the verification plugin that we have called Fake News Debunker by InVID and WeVerify, and which is available for anyone on the Chrome store in its current version. So the plugin was launched something like almost 4 years ago in the first draft news event in Strasbourg on the 3rd of July 2017. Here you have a report by Fuzhou Institute on the launch of a plugin. It was launched during the conference. So we are almost 5 years at the 4-year anniversary. This slide has been shown by Zlatina already. I'm just updating it because for today we are at almost 50,000 users, so it's still growing. As you can see, we have made a long way since the end of the InVID project, where we were at around 8,000. We have been exposed by the European Union at the South by Southwest Festival in 2019, which motivated one of the first redesign of a plugin. Then we had several releases, and we had more release around some downtime on the Chrome store late in 2020. We have some gap here sometimes, but that's for New Year break, and it goes on very quickly in terms of adoption. And this is the verification plugin weekly users statistics coming from the Chrome store. Very rapidly, I'm going just to share this is Google Analytics. As you know, we use Google Analytics, but we use it, we use we're not tracking users at all. What we are trying to get as data is what you see on the screen, like the repartition of countries using the plugin. So the plugin is being used in 194 countries around the world now. And of course, in many countries, there's only a bunch of people using it, but still, it's a lot of countries where the plugin is being used. Here you have the Google Analytics map. Okay, so the new plugin, here is the layout. We may change a couple of things before the release. As I said yesterday, our goal is to release within 2 or 3 weeks now. We have added many tools into the plugin. We have separated them between video, image, search, and data analysis. We have the assistant that you have seen in Kalina's demo yesterday. We have an interactive demo here with several examples for new buys, for example, to be able to get used to forensic search on pictures or to similarity search. We have videos examples as well here, and we have also a classroom which comes from a spare project called YouCheck on media literacy, with even a gamification and pedagogical material for scholars wanted to work with a plugin on media literacy. So coming back to the tools here, we have doubled more or less the number of tools. We have completely, some of the tools are completely new. The assistant that you have seen yesterday, I'm going to showcase very quickly, as Kalina already provided some examples yesterday, how it may work. Here, I take a Breitbart article, for example, and if I click here on the plugin, and I click on assistant for current page, I will get the assistant here with that current page. I will have some flag here saying that, for example, for this domain credibility is contested by open sources as being politically unreliable and biased. And then you see we have also the database of non-fakes that Zlatina will demo later on. And we have the calculus here of the hyperpartisan score from the text by NLP, done by University of Sheffield, and the assistant is developed by the University of Sheffield. Here we can select the pictures of the video that we want to check, and we have a text here, so we can see the text of the article, and we have also the possibility to check for the people who are quoted through a name entity recognition here. Normally we have a tag cloud here, which is just missing for some reason. So we have also all the links on the web page, so it may help also to try to figure out any other link interesting to fact check. Coming back to the pictures here, if I go on this picture, for example, I will get the list of tools that I can use with that particular picture. And here, for example, you can see, sorry, what did I did? Okay, it was prepared already. So I have this picture, and here, for example, if I can also use the contextual menu and send the picture to different tools, a part of using those ones here, but I can send it also to search engines. And here, I wanted just to showcase that, for example, Bing is quite good for facial recognition. So you can get information about people by using Bing, for example. Then after demoing the assistant, I'm going to showcase the Twitter SNA. Twitter SNA is a completely new tool. It is a tool to, SNA stands for Social Network Analysis. What we want to do here is to try to find out the network of propagation of around one keyword, one URL, or one hashtag. In this example, I use the hypercapnia keyword on a period from last year during the pandemic. And as you can see, there is an authentication here. So this is based on authentication, mainly because we don't want this tool to be used by malicious actors to track people on the networks. And we want to reserve it to journalists and fact checkers and researchers only. Because this tool is also demands a lot of computing power, and we cannot afford, I mean, we're not Google, and we cannot afford having unlimited cloud to allow every user on this kind of tool. And this tool in our first development was used to be inside the plugin, and now it is only linked to the plugin. So there is a form to query, and when you click on submit, it opens this, it opens this page here, where you get back the form, so you can refine your query, for example, changing the date, or changing, asking for languages, or asking for videos or pictures, for example. And you get back, for hypercapnia in that case, on a couple of months last year, the number of tweets in the corpus, the retweets and likes. We have a propagation timeline, which may help you to find out which was the first tweet on that topic, if it fits into your in the query that you have made. Here we can zoom inside the propagation timeline. We can have a look to the tweets here. We can click here to see the tweets, the corresponding tweets below. We can order the tweets by retweets number, for example. And after all, we have a bunch of other graphics. Just to mention here that you can download this kind of graph directly and to put into your fact checks. And then for each of the graphs here, you can put those graphs also either as a PNG, get it and put it in your reports, or download as SVG if you want to change anything inside. In that case here, we have the most retweeted users, so the top 20 most retweeted users. You can have a look at the metrics of number of retweets here, and you can, if you click on any kind of any by segment here, you will get back the corresponding tweet, where you can look at the tweet, and you can look at the account as well directly on Twitter. Then the most liked users. The most active users within that network, so within the network sharing this keyword. Again, you can embed this kind of graphics into your fact-checking reports. You can download the CSV file of the top 20 as well. You have the most mentioned accounts, which can be the accounts supporting the disinformation, but it can be people targeted by the disinformation as well. Then we have a bubble chart of the top 100 most active accounts. And this is aimed at trying to detect what Antoine presented yesterday, which is the coordinated inauthentic behavior. Here you are able to see different metrics. So the number of the activity of each of the top 100 most active accounts is based on the size of a bubble here. For example, this account posted 25 tweets in 61 days. It will be bigger if there will be an higher volume of tweets. If you have a rumbles, that means that it is a verified account. Then the accounts here are listed by the account creation date. So you can see whether the accounts are for a long time on Twitter or whether they were created only very recently for a particular disinformation campaign. Here you're able to just zoom inside and to see better the different accounts, and you can come back just by resetting axis. And on the y-axis here, you have a number of followers, so you can estimate very quickly the reach of a disinformation campaign when you see the potential of views of those messages, depending on the number of followers of the actors. You have some explanation here. There is some color code as well. So if there is less than 5 tweets per day, which is in blue, orange between 5 and 14, and red above 15 tweets per day. Then we have a heat map distribution. I forgot to mention here, of course, you can click on any of those nodes to see the corresponding tweets. Here we have a heat map distribution that you can embed as well, and you can look. So we have divided the 168 hours of a week on this graphic, and you can click on any of those hours to see the peak of propagation, or the peak of diffusion of the tweet carrying the keyword that you search at the very beginning. Then we have a graph of the most associated hashtags. This is a co-reference graph. That means that the hashtags are together in one tweet. So here you can see, for example, if I click on hypoxia here, you can see the relationship with different, you can see the relationship with different tweets here, with different hashtags, and you can see below the different hashtag, for example, hypoxia, with hypercapnia together within the same, the intersection of both hashtags. So it's a way to find out whether, for example, in this disinformation campaign, people are starting to insert their disinformation campaign inside a particular conversation on Twitter. Then after, they may try another hashtag just to see whether it propagates better. And so you can see this kind of behavior, and see also which other hashtags may be interesting and related to your research, and can help you to have a better understanding of this particular disinformation campaign. The next graph, which looks a bit more complex, is a socio-semantic graph. What does it mean? We are trying to trace automatically connections between the top 20 hashtags, the top 20 shared URLs, the top 20 mentioned accounts, top 20 quoted retweets, top 20 unedited retweets, when you just retweet without leaving any comment, and the top 20 replies. And this is linking both the influencers within that network and linking with the top content. So we are trying to find out the emerged part of the iceberg of the network, and just trying to make it more understandable by the user and by the fact checkers. We have color codes. Color codes with here we have the URLs in purple. We have in dark blue the top retweets. We have in yellow the replies. We have in green the mentions. We have in orange the quoted retweets. And you can see here that you can dig here, of course, in the in the graph, you can zoom inside and look at some particular keyword or some particular accounts. And you can click also on some of the nodes to see the relationship with the others metrics. And you can see the corresponding tweets below and classified by retweets or likes or whatever. Sorry. Next is an automated word cloud where we extract the vocabulary with some color code sometimes when we have some Twitter accounts. And here you can see that each keyword here has a metric, how much time it appeared inside the network. And if you click, for example, on N95, the mask, it will recalculate again this word cloud, but here it will give you back the all the tweets talking about N95 mask. So it means that it enables you to find out, I mean, if you want to see some specific vocabulary or some specific mentions within this corpus, and you can have a better look inside, a better in-depth analysis of the corpus of tweets. Here you can download those tweets if you need it, and you can get back all the words by CSV as well, or you can download as an image, either as SVG, either a PNG, if you want to integrate it into your fact-checking report. Then we have a way to export this graph, either in GIF format or either to another interface from our partners. And then finally, we have all the links shared within this network. Here you can see that this information link is shared more times than a bunch of fact checkers, but there are many fact checkers, so maybe the sum of all the fact checkers is getting more shares afterwards. Here, this first article is exactly the same as this one, which is a well-known conspirationist website. And here you have a possibility by checking this link to submit again to Twitter SNA. And then I have another demo here. This is the this link here, which has been shared much more than the previous link. In fact, it was only several times here in the previous demo with hypercapnia keyword, but it was shared much more times on Twitter with not that much retweets and likes, but still. And here you can have a look at the network sharing a particular link. So you can have a more precise view of the network sharing a disinformation website within Twitter with all those metrics. You can see here that the activity is much higher in terms of active users. And we have also the different keywords here. We have a much compact here, a nicer network around this this sharing of this link. And we have also the hashtags here. And again, the links here. Just to mention one use case here, you have the WeVerify RTV, which is the verification team of the Spanish radio television, public television. They used Twitter SNA to extract the Gephi graph, and after they worked on Gephi to make these reports on a Spanish election. Next, I have another example, which is more or less the same, which is the French pandemic movie, which was a pseudo-documentary conspirationist against vaccine and against COVID vaccine, which went out in France in November last year. You can see here the metrics are still much more important. Then again, you can have a look at all the network, see who was sharing it. Very quickly, I'm going just to show you that the most active user, you have a category here. If I click here, you can see, so we can see all those 596 tweets here, which are paginated here. And you can see that it is exactly the same message all the time. So this is a bot just pushing the Frexit narrative, which is the equivalent, the French equivalent for Brexit, and they are using this pandemic, French pandemic movie to push their narrative and to try to swindle Twitter algorithm. So that means that we can detect this kind of bots and this kind of behavior and this kind of coordinated inauthentic behavior that Antoine was showcasing yesterday. You can see also that it was 596 tweets in 36 days. And so you can see here the difference of colors within this chart. I will go for the next one.
I need just to let you know that we have 5 minutes left to take a few questions.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go very quickly. This is a picture, fake picture shared on Facebook, just to show you that we have image analysis now. We have implemented that, and you have verification comment and comment with links, and which are displayed, and we have all the comments also which are paginated. And so we have 2 features now. We have video analysis and also these video analysis and image analysis. Image, it's always good to make a new click and open image in new tab just to get back the real link of the image when you use WeVerify tools. Here in that we have fixed, so you can search again on Cairo. I know that on the current plugin we have a bug on that, especially on Facebook links. Here I just wanted to showcase that from this image I can also get back to the similarity search. I just show you, you go just contextual menu, right click, and you go to DBKF beta, and we get back here a couple of fact checking, like Factly here, for example, at saying that this is not the right picture. Again, here I have an example so that we can, okay, so I go to video analysis. We have improved video analysis also with more comments. So here we have this, all the comments, the verified comments, and the links inside comments, like link to fact checkers directly within the video analysis. And this was an example already debunked by fact check. Just to show you that we have now on Twitter images, for example, here I have this OCR that we can extract the text from images. The same for more complex images here, for example, with the this image from Madrid. And you can see that we have two buttons here, Yandex and Bing, just to give the opportunity fact checkers to see whether they may have a better OCR from Bing, for example, or from Yandex. Here we are better than Yandex, maybe I mean it's playable with Bing. Just to mention that for Facebook videos, if you have any problem, think about using a download. If you have an error message in the plugin, use any kind of download extension to download the video and go to local file later on. On this one, I didn't have any problem, and I managed to do it. Just to show you that for the keyframes extraction, now we have zoom in, zoom out, so you can see if you want to see more keyframe in one go, or if you want to zoom and to see some details in keyframes, you can play with those zoom in and zoom out. Here is a fake picture that I found on Twitter yesterday, just to show you that we have this new forensic interface with mask, but transparent mask directly on the image, and we are able to extract to export a GIF image from this from both filters here. Then from fact checking in Slovakia, that I've applied some Google Translate here on top of that. There was a manipulated photo from the president of the lady here, president of Slovakia, Čaputová, and the president Zeman from Czech Republic. You can see here that there is a couple of pictures manipulated to showcase that the lady was disgusted by her homologue from the neighbor country. And in fact, this is a tempered image. which was debunked by a forensic filter. But we have made, cherry on the cake, a new, completely new feature called CheckGIF, and in a spare project called InVID, you put the tampered image, you put the original image, and we generate a GIF which highlights very much both the similarity of the two images and the tampering of the image. So it completely reveals any kind of manipulation of the image, providing that you have the original image and you have a manipulated image, and we can get this kind of results. It's not only doing a GIF, it's also a mathematical program which supersedes exactly two images, one on top of the other, and it's able to solve also this tool from Bordy Center, Math Center near Paris, here in France. This tool is able to deal also with cropped images when you have something which has been hidden inside the picture. Just to give you a couple of more, just to make the transition with Latina, we will present shortly the database of non-fakes. Here is the rationale why we did this with database of non-fakes. This is a fake picture of bin Laden that came out during his death. Here it is taken from the Daily Mail. On this picture, if you just make a right click and you send it to any kind of search engines here, if you go to Google, they tell you that this is Osama bin Laden. You have several websites here, but not saying that it is a fake picture, and it is. Then you go to Yandex, and but Yandex tells you that it is the corpse of bin Laden, for example, here. You go to Bing, and Bing is talking about the killing of Osama bin Laden. And if you do this right click and DBKF search, then you go to DBKF, and we tell you that it is a fake picture of bin Laden death, and with a link to the debunking article and more information if you are logged, and Latina will showcase that. And if you click on the link for the debunking, you get back to Snopes, where you can find that this particular image is in fact a keyframe of Ridley Scott movie Black Hawk Down, which have been photoshopped to add the face of bin Laden inside the image. And so that's the rationale for the database of non-fakes. As Umberto Eco said wrote in one of his books, Serendipities, the genuine work now is more not to authentify the face, but to be sure that the authentic object is authentic. And in that case, the authentic object is this one. That means the keyframe of a well-known movie that has been acted and used to create a manipulated image.
Then we're running out of time, and we have many questions.
I have finished.
Excellent. Thank you, Denis.